Welcome to the Ryan Lester Show. Why is it that the Republicans in Congress never miss an opportunity to utterly fail in front of the American people? So recently, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary has been under fire for what's going on at the southern border, right? I think we're all aware of it. We're having a lot of migrants coming through the southern border. They're being put in various cities. Cities are, like New York and San Francisco, Chicago. There's a lot of migrants coming. They're being overrun. They're asking for help from the government. There's a lot going on. It's a huge crisis, right? And so what's going on is the Republicans in Congress are obviously pointing the finger at President Biden and the Secretary of Homeland Security. And so in response to this, they want to impeach the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, right? So they recently held a vote, and of course, they failed, right? It shouldn't be too surprising. They've been failing a lot this session. It took them 15 votes to get their first speaker, and then it took them several votes to get the second speaker, right? So let's take a look at this at the vote on the House floor.
On this vote, the yeas are 214 and the nays are 216. The resolution is not adopted.
All right. So the resolution is not adopted. So that means that the vote failed. They failed to impeach the Secretary of Homeland Security. And so what a lot of people don't know is before they have these votes, they are in caucus or in these meetings, and they kind of vent all of their why they want to vote for a bill, why they don't. And so they kind of come together as one to come out on the floor and to make it happen, right? And so obviously they failed along the way. They failed to make it happen, which to me really is a sign of failed leadership. They're just failing, and they can't get it right. So I recently looked up a Gallup poll, and Congress right now has a 15% approval rating. 15%. That's 1.5 stars. Can you imagine going to a restaurant with 1.5 stars? Can you imagine going back to a restaurant with 1.5 stars? Right? Probably not. Would you ever recommend a restaurant with 1.5 stars? Probably not. And so I think this gets back to, what can we do about this? What can we, the American people, do about this to kind of fix this, right? Because we're seeing our communities and our country kind of, in hard spots all over the place, right? It doesn't seem like things are getting better, right? So what can we do to fix this? And I know this isn't the answer that a lot of people want to hear, but really it is to go out and vote. Okay. You have to go out and vote. If you don't like or care for the person who's representing your district, whether that be your state, your county, your city, you have to get out and vote. Because if you don't, they're going to stay in office. They're going to keep doing whatever they want. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. Is the last two presidential cycles, at least, nobody wanted, well, some people wanted Trump, some people wanted Hillary, but, I don't think anybody, if there would have been a better candidate on each side, somebody who didn't quite have the history and all these, this bad blood going on, I think they would have rather just voted for somebody else, somebody who had, a lot more, cleaner record, but they didn't. We didn't have that option, right? So a lot of people just stayed home. And so now we're seeing what happens when you stay home, right? Our country begins to fail, all right? Our states begin to fail. Our communities begin to fail. I'm out here in Portland, Oregon, right? Our city is going through some hard spots. It's been failing. There are positive signs, but it's very slow, right? We want change. And so I urge all of you, I urge all of you watching this to get out there and vote. It's our only tool to get this thing taken care of. All right. So just remember, your vote matters, your voice matters. Okay. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. We have a lot more content coming your way that you do not want to miss.